A warm Christmas greeting to you, our friends at St. Paul's. I know as kids, most all of us have some memories, some experiences of anticipation and excitement and even some great joy around this season of Christmas. I recall some Christmases past of real excitement and even great joy as I was anticipating certain aspects of this season. In particular, I remember that there would be this humongous box that would arrive at Christmas time just a week or so before each year when I was probably between the ages of 7 and 12 from my grandparents far out of state. I would look forward to those times, and I remember one year in particular when I received the first and only very special gift, a microscope that I've had even up until just recent years. It was a gift that I'll never forget. And why is that? Well, because it was a gift that also opened up to me an unknown world, one that I knew had been there, but the extent of which I had no appreciation for. I think many of you who have seen like an onion skin or a butterfly wing enlarged, you know exactly what I'm talking about. In God's grace, as I got older, I think the excitement of the material gift giving and receiving kind of waned. It was diminished. And while the more true meaning of the Christmas season then began to become realized in my life, the great joy, the joy in particular of being a Jesus follower, it became so much of a stronger message for me, a message that I became eager to share. I was reminded of this recently when I was studying a devotional that I just really love. It had Jesus speaking, saying these words during one recent devotion. Jesus says, "I love you with an everlasting love, which flows out from the depths of eternity. Before you were born, I knew you," he says. Ponder that awesome mystery of a love that encompasses you from before birth to beyond the grave. I'm strongly drawn to our Christmas Eve services at St. Paul's, especially when that Christ candle is finally lit, when we sing Silent Night, after 4 seemingly very long weeks of eager anticipation. My sense of joy, it's really renewed at that time, taking in the words of Silent Night, Holy Night, and then taking those words really throughout the whole worship service that Christmas Eve night. That devotional, it goes on to then say that modern man has lost the perspective of eternity to escape the gaping jaws of death. We engage in this ceaseless activity of ours and amusement. You see, being still in God's presence is becoming a lost art, it says. Yet without it, we can do no better than flounder in trying to comprehend God's eternal love. At the same time, that's exactly what we need to be able to do, to weather those storms that each of our lives have to endure, to let go and to let God into the stillness in our hearts that we need Him to fill. Like many of you, I have lost special loved ones this time of year and other major holidays. And those empty seats for me can only be filled with the sure knowledge that I'll see that loved one once again. And how is that? Because of my receiving the very best Christmas gift ever, and that is faith. Faith in the birth, the life example, the death and resurrection of God's Son, Jesus Christ. A gift that keeps on giving when you're intimate and your relationship with Him on an ongoing basis. And then realizing one day for sure that He's coming again. He's coming again like that gigundous Christmas box did in my youth. Never knowing when, just knowing that it's coming again. Have the most blessed Christmas that you've ever had, ever.